Welcome, ladies. You're invited to join the conversation. Take part if you can after the show. We want you to stick around and be part of the questions and answers and the conversation circle that follows every week's topics. Um, we're here to advise, train, and come alongside women who are ready to grow their business and live in faith, abundance, vitality, overflow, and rewarding relationships. On this journey, uncover the secrets to living with favor. Experience the joy and fulfillment you deserve from running a successful business. My name is Lisa Mosbey, and I am your host of Living with Favor. Today is our launch day, and I couldn't be more excited about doing it on a full moon coming into spring. I'm so honored and blessed to be part of the Win-Win Women TV network. And it was a challenge to figure out what it is that I wanted to bring forth. How did I want to talk about promoting businesses and encouraging women to become a provider for their family financially? The rewards that we get as women when we step out and have our own money and have contribution financially, it makes a huge difference in empowering ourselves to know that should something happen to our spouse, or we need to step up and be the primary breadwinner for our family, that we have the skills, the fortitude, the commitment to be able to do it. So I am on the bandwagon for promoting all women have some sort of a residual income, that they create this opportunity for themselves. And that's what I want to talk about. How do we have balance and living with favor while still running our business and making time for our families? I've been in business for over 25 and a half years as an entrepreneur and in the digital marketing space. And never before has there been a time like we're seeing right now, with opportunities to promote and market products and services online. All of the talk of late is about AI and how AI can actually help you write blog posts and social marketing posts and help you to develop your online presence. You don't even have to be a creative or a writer these days. And there's easy, simple to use tools that are available to us, that most of us already have everything that we need to use those tools because we've used iPhones or Android phones or apps. And everything has become so point and click and drag and drop. So everything that we need, we can either learn from our teenagers, or we probably already have the skill set to do it. So the idea is, how do we figure out what we are best suited for? Where are we the experts in our lives? And how do we take that expertise that we have and start to market it? How do we bring it to market? Creating a product or a service, or offering coaching, or organizing services. I have a variety of coaching clients that have taken their unique skill set, something that they do better than any of their friends, and have created businesses using those techniques. So why would I start a show or begin a show called Living with Favor? Well, FAVOR is an acronym. And the idea behind that acronym allows me to set kind of my core principles in place. That's what FAVOR stands for. And I'll share those in a minute. If you didn't pick up on them in the introduction, I'll share those. But I can also take FAVOR and break that down every week into different topics. We can talk about all the things related to that F in the acronym. Besides faith, which is what I'm using it to stand for in my show, we could tap into feelings and friends and finances, and the list goes on and on. Abundance, with my definition, I'm using the A to stand for abundance. Living an abundant lifestyle, having an abundant mindset. What does that look like? Not coming from a place of lack or need, but coming from a place of abundance where we can we have enough in our life. But A can jump into appreciation and authenticity and so many other directions. My V stands for vitality. Vitality has to do with how we show up in our energy and our vigor, and how we take care of our health and nurture ourselves so that we can show up with vitality and exuberance to live to the fullest every day. So besides vitality, we're going to have to think about that V a little bit. But I think there's value in searching out those other V's that could stand for. O is overflow in the Living with Favor acronym, but O can also mean so many things, but more besides overflow. What about ordinary or extraordinary? Oh man, we added a bonus feature in there. Openness. We'll have to think about O. There might be a few others out there in the world of O. And then of course, rewarding relationships is what we look at with Living with Favor, is how do we have rewarding relationships and how do we build those relationships? But besides R, what about, I don't know, realized profits if we're business owners, or rewards or recognition? You know, there's so many different places that we can go with that R. So you get the idea. Favor for Living with Favor stands for faith, abundance, vitality, overflow, and relationships. Each week, we're going to take those topics, take those areas, those core principles, and glitter them throughout different topics each week. And the goal is to inspire and encourage you to develop your business, and we will come alongside you to help you get it done, to build your digital marketing program, to get it from start to finish to working. We do that with training and easy digital tools. We've done the research. We can connect you to where you need to be. But really the skill set that I'm bringing with is the ability to come alongside women and make sure that they have somebody that they can be accountable to help them through the growing pains of setting up a business, or growing a business, or up leveling that business to your next 6 or 7 figures. That's what we're here to do, is we want to encourage you to take that step into entrepreneurism, to own your own small business in some way, something that you can do from home or maybe virtually, and bless the lives of the people that you meet, trickle down. Let your children see how you can contribute to the finances, and maybe lead by example through that whole process. You know, when you saw the title for this company or this show, Living with Favor, what definition came to mind for you when you heard the word favor? Some people may have thought of Christian principles. Favor could mean somebody who has approval or support, or is liked, you know, they're favored by other people, perhaps. How about an act of kindness, or an act of kindness? You know, somebody did me a favor, someone did something out of the ordinary, unusual, and blessed your socks off. And then there's that polite request to give someone something that they want, you know, when someone requests something from you. So did you think of it as an acronym, or did you think of it as living a life of being blessed and gifted and liked, and kindness coming your way? However you defined Living with Favor, we encourage you to walk this journey with us. The whole idea is for us to introduce topics to you in the first 30 minutes, and then we encourage you to stick around for the next 30 minutes to be part of a conversation. And the only way you get to do that is if you're here live. So we want to invite you to be part of the show, part of the audience every week. We're here every Tuesday, and you can participate and be involved in the circle, the conversation circle, because we want to hear from you. It's about being heard, being seen, and contributing to the conversations. You know, we want to ask the challenging questions. What questions are coming up? What questions are on women's minds that need to be answered? And we want to create that safe space. Only the first 30 minutes are recorded. So the next 30 minutes are a private, safe space for us women to gather and have conversations about perhaps our business struggles or challenges that we're facing in our faith, our mindsets, our physical bodies, how we overflow with our finances, or even relationships that might be taxing. So we're going to be talking about all of those areas, how they relate to our personal life and how they relate to our business life. That's a lot. It's already a lot to get started with. But why is this important right now? And I kind of touched on it a little bit. Technology has progressed so far that billions of women now have access to a telephone, and that's all they really need to create solutions to someone's life-challenging problems. We can help other women by sharing our expertise and our experience, and we can do that using technology. We can provide for our families, and we can contribute to the betterment of other women's lives by sharing our experiences. And I think that we have more access to it with the internet and technology than we ever have. And we have more people around the world using that technology. So we're globally connected. And I think that's why now there's a place for us and why we have a women's network. And we're going to have shows going 24 hours a day, live streaming, so that we can help people wherever they are at whatever time of the day they need us. So again, it's about the conversation. How do we help you answer the questions of digital marketing, growing your business, and creating that residual income for your family? I think the other gift that we bring to this channel through Living with F.A.V.O.R is meeting other successful business owners. We have channels. I think there's 160 channels up and running already, or not channels, shows, 160 shows up and running right now, and so many more coming on board anytime. And Paula Fellingham had said it, and I wanted to share this quote with you because it really touched me, and it was probably the motivating factor for me in deciding that I wanted to create a space for women to have a conversation, to be able to introduce experts in their fields and then talk about their topics and see what we can learn from them. And here's the quote. She says, "When the lives of billions of women are improved, the countless positive effects will include more educated women, more female leadership worldwide, healthier national economies, stronger families, and greater global peace." Wow. We can't ask for more than that. How we touch our families, our faith, how we touch economics and global peace. When we educate women, when we pour into women, that has a direct effect on the family unit. It has a direct effect at what happens at the dining table every night. How children function in school and having enough for our families. So I'm so honored to be part of Paula's tribe and the tribe of women here at Win Win Women TV. There are great things coming in the future with this organization. And if there's something that you want to be part of, you certainly are invited to have your own show. I want you to know that that's available to anybody who's interested. So I'll just put that out there. So we're talking about the positive things, but, we also want to save that space to talk about the challenges that we face as women. There are so many challenges. I know right here in Florida, there's been some issues in the schools with active shooters and incidents going on. How do we protect our children? How do we keep them safe and let them go to school? Or do we need to keep them home and educate them? There's spaces to have this conversation when women gather together. These are the kinds of topics that might come up. In addition to running our businesses, we still have to address all of these personal things that can help us or hinder us from being successful. And when we do it together as a tribe, when we create a safe community where we can have each other's backs. I have friends in this community that if for some reason I couldn't do my show in the coming months, I know that there's women in here who would step up. There were women who came out today to actually support me on my launch day. And many of these women I hadn't even met yet, but they knew it was my launch day and we're all part of the Win-Win Women community, and people showed up to help. So we want to provide that for you through this show and all the shows on the Win-Win Women Network. So we want to include you. We really do want you to be part of the conversation after the show. So I hope that you can start to add this to your calendar and join us, like open up for the conversation. Let us hear your voice. Let us be blessed by your experience and wisdom. So, I have a funny story to share with you. Someone once told me that one of my superpowers is my ability to simplify by creating order from chaos. This was actually in the form of a testimonial that someone had shared with me, that I have a superpower to create order from chaos. And I appreciated that. I have an intuitive ability to cut through complex issues, chunk it down, and create simple solutions. And having that superpower is just a natural fit for me to support people through their digital marketing efforts. And I get so much joy out of seeing women succeed. So each week we're going to try to bring some tips to you about running a successful business and things that might be included in that. We'll have some experts on the show who are going to talk about digital tools and marketing and finding your voice and attracting the right leads, doing your lead generation. The other genius that I have, and again, not my word, a word that somebody had shared with me in one of my wellness workshops was, my genius is listening and finding simple solutions to grow a business. My joy, for me, these are my words. My joy is mentoring others to achieve their goals and dreams while creating a residual income. I think you're catching on. There's a few words that I have repeated a number of times because I really want to drive home the fact that we're creating a space here for you to find a way to create a residual income. There'll be people in the audience that'll be sharing their methods to creating that residual income. We invite you in to talk about things that you've done or glean from the women who have succeeded before us, but creating that stream of income that is there to support your families. It's an honor to hear other people's stories. And so when we can hold the space and create a safe environment where people want to share those stories, want to share their dreams and their successes and their fears, we all learn and we all grow together. For me, in my business, I serve people who already know their why, or they want to know that why in their life. What motivates them? Why do they get up in the morning? Many of us say it's for our kids and it's for our husbands or our families, might be for God. There's lots of reasons that we do what we do. But when we choose a business, we commit a lot of time, a lot of heart, and a lot of soul into growing our business and developing our business. And knowing why, what is the outcome for that? And, is it a business that you would do if you didn't get paid? Because you're in the right space. If you love what you do so much that if you had enough money, you'd keep doing it. Or if you didn't get paid, you'd still find a way to serve people using that. So my intention in hosting this Win-Win Women show is to personally invite women to participate in the conversation, to find a way to share their expertise and bless the socks off other women while getting their needs met from the rest of the community. So I hope you like the idea, where we're going. I feel like I should say, oops, I thought this was a show on business development, and it is. But in addition to business development, we're talking about life balance. And a lot of people use that word, what is balance over burnout? And I'm not going there. I'm not going to balance or burnout. For me, it's about the conversation. Sometimes we don't have a safe space to talk about things. If we bring things up at home, we could create friction or stress on our relationships. If we bring things up to our friends, maybe there's judgment. And, oftentimes we might find ourselves talking to strangers in the grocery store line because there's nothing. They're gone and then they've moved on their way. But if we can create a safe space for us to bring in the difficult questions, we can allow women to pour into us, to support us on our journeys, on our mission, help us by sharing their experiences, help us to achieve our goals and dreams and drive in that direction, with fewer stumbling blocks, with less roadblocks. As we get answers from other people pouring into us, we can move faster. I think there was a saying at one point that and I don't remember who said it, I'd have to look it up. It's if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together, because we come alongside each other. We yoke together so that we can help others bear their burdens and keep going. So on this journey together, we hope that our viewers will gain the knowledge to unleash their confidence as business owners, to discover their unique niche and uncover the life experience that makes them an expert in their field. Our desire is that you experience the joy and fulfillment that you deserve in running a successful business. Creating a residual income and providing for your family, we work to reduce business owners' struggles with simple solutions. We want to encourage you to develop a steadfast why. There's that word, steadfast, unwavering. This is why I do what I do. Because if you are steadfast in your why, no one can stop you. No road bump, no financial struggle, no technology challenges, none of those things will stop you. If your why is strong enough, if it is steadfast, you're going to figure out a way how to do it. And our leader here at Win Win Women TV, Paula Fellingham, has been steadfast in her mission to develop this network and get it funded and attract the people who have the skills to launch our first shows and really break into this marketplace where we're supporting women 24 hours a day. So we have a great leader, and if you want to be part of that, part of this through having a show or joining our studio audiences or our virtual audiences, we are here for you so that you can achieve your goals and dreams. That's the F.A.V.O.R way. That's what I say. That's the F.A.V.O.R way. A little bit more on how we're going to touch on business, because I've really talked a lot about the personal pieces, but how will this show talk about business? Every week there'll be a topic, and so I'm going to share one for this week. It's a simple topic, and the idea is it's 2 questions. I have 2 questions for you this week, and the first one is, what are you willing to give up to reach your stretch goal this year? I break my goals down into good, better, best, and stretch. Stretch is that one that it's like, oh my gosh, that's not even in my wheelhouse. I don't know how ever in a day I could possibly do that. That's the stretch goal. Good is what I did last year and a little bit more with a little bit more. Better is growing that number. Of course, best for most of us, that's the target. But when you add on that stretch goal, our subconscious mind, our reticular activating system, the part of our mind that the subconscious works on is constantly trying to figure out the how. So sometimes we don't need to know the how, we just need to know the where we want to go, and the subconscious mind does the work to get us there. It will create the plan, it will find the people, it will open up our eyes to see the people that are already doing it so that we introduce ourselves. It's kind of like when you wanted to buy that, that little red convertible, and you didn't really see a lot of, let's say, yellow convertible. We see red ones all the time. You wanted to buy that little yellow convertible, and it wasn't until you decided, when you made up your mind that you wanted to buy that car, that you saw them everywhere. The minute you drive off the lot, it's like, oh, there's one, there's one, there's one. I did that. I drive an orange Jeep, and I had never seen orange Jeeps, but I tell you, there's probably 5 or 6 of them that live in my neighborhood now. I see them everywhere, but that's how the reticular activating system works. It works to solve the problems. It sees things that we don't even know are out there until we make some decisions, until we take action and move in a direction to put ourselves on the map When we set the why, that steadfast why in stone, and say, this is why I'm doing it, the subconscious mind starts to work on the how and presents to us all the different ways that we can start to achieve it. We start to meet people that we didn't know before. We start to find resources that we didn't know exist. But what are you willing to give up to reach that stretch goal? Are you willing to give up 20 hours a week? Are you willing to give up buying your coffee from Starbucks and making it at home? Are you willing to give up a Saturday if you work a full-time job and you need that Saturday to launch your own business? What are you willing to give up to succeed? And is it something that you're prepared to do now? Are you ready to take those steps to get started? The other question that I'll ask is, if you did give that up, what would you gain? If you gave up that Saturday to invest in growing your own business, to doing I do one workshop every Saturday morning. I've done it for over 3 years. It's all by donation. It's a wellness workshop. I don't charge for it, but it's a way for me to stay connected to men and women who are struggling and challenged with their health and wellness, primarily weight management. And I carried it forward from my days when I was at Weight Watchers doing coaching for wellness there. And I don't feel like I've sacrificed a bit by giving up my Saturday mornings. I've been so blessed by that community and seeing the successes that people have had on their wellness journey, that it has been worth every Saturday morning to be available and show up for these people. What are you willing to give up, and what could you gain from moving forward in achieving your dreams, desires, in serving the world with your expertise or your gift? Yeah. So I think that's probably enough. I was going to get into our 7-step system to define how we do how we work with small business owners. What are the things that we need to do as small business owners? I think we have a couple minutes left. Maybe I'll just share them and we'll go deeper into it next time. When you're building your business, there's really 7 steps that we work with. The first one is to attract our ideal leads, our ideal customer. Who is the person that you want to work with? And it's usually someone who's been where you were, like somebody who's struggling currently with the challenges you faced in the past. But where do we find those people? What Facebook groups are they in? What networking opportunities do you need to show up for to meet those people? Where do you attract them from? Number 2 is to grow your email list. How many contacts do you have in your phone? And if you were to launch your business or you're ready to take it to that next level, if you were to reach out to those contacts in your phone list, how many of them in there might offer you a referral? Might know somebody who needs what it is that you're offering. That's going to help you grow that email list. The third step is to actually nurture those leads, those prospects, those referrals, and past clients. How do we nurture those folks? What kinds of value do we bring to their lives? Do we do a monthly newsletter? Do a weekly podcast? Do we have a 40-day email campaign that we can share with them that just lifts them up? It's a few sentences, or maybe it's a scripture or a recipe on a housekeeping. Something to do with housekeeping or essential oils. There's so many different ways that we can nurture people, but coming up with a plan for nurturing those clients and bringing them value even before you make an offer or invite them to do business with you builds your relationship, and it creates stronger trust, stronger bonds with people so that they want to do business with you at some point. So number 3 is nurture. How do we convert from that free to fee? That's what we use digital marketing for, getting all of our foundational steps in line so that we can offer that mad value, introduce people to ourselves, our services, and the value that we can add to their lives, and then invite them to actually do business with us. We go from free to fee. Walking through that process is number 4. Number 5 is deliver more than you promise. You know, mama always said that. You never over promise, always under promise and over produce. You've probably heard it said a number of different ways, but that's number 5. What is it that you're going to commit to provide, to do for someone? And then what does it look like if you overproduce and you give them even more value than they expected? Number 6, additional offers. You know, we can help you develop new products, you know, find new product lines, or get in touch with affiliate products that might be an extension of your business. That would be additional offers. And the last one is, how do we ask for referrals, review our steps, and repeat this process? That's the big R. Like F.A.V.O.R, the rewarding relationships always come out in the R. You know, how do we ask for referrals, review our steps, and repeat this process? Those are the 7 simple steps to actually growing your market in digital marketing. Over the coming months, we're going to be going deeper into each of these. We'll have guest experts coming who will share their leads, tips, and ideas in any of those areas. Excuse me. So I hope you stick around for the conversation after the show, or make time for it next week, where we can go deeper on living with F.A.V.O.R, hearing from our experts. And I want you to contribute your thoughts on life's tough questions. I'm Lisa Mosbey, your host. I'm here to advise, train, and coach small business owners in using digital marketing tools while they develop their business. If you're a woman ready to grow your business and you need someone to come alongside you to get your digital marketing system set, up and running, and done, we should talk. I'm just getting over a cold. I almost made it through the whole show. Sorry about that. But if you are at that place of, you know your why and you know where you're going, and you just need someone to come alongside you with a little bit of help, reach out. You'll be able to find, you'll be able to book an appointment either on the link on the show description or on our website. And again, that will be in the show description. So feel free to reach out if you need help in any of those areas. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you next week on Tuesday. We will be here. I hope you're here to join us. I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in to Living with F.A.V.O.R with Lisa Mosbey.